All right, so pretty exciting. I was at the farmer's market and I found not one, but two different varieties of something you don't normally see very often. Can you guess what these are? I'll give you a hint. You usually find them dry. These right here are hibiscus flowers or hibiscus blossoms. So these were picked actually very young and tender. So what you normally find is hibiscus. These outer leaves peel right off, and these leaves are what's normally dried that you find that you can make tea out of, or you can flavor things, usually rehydrate in some hot water, and they add a wonderful sweet and acidic flavor to them. You rarely find them still fresh like this in the entire pod. So they actually purposely picked these hibiscus pods young, so you can eat the entire pod. This whole thing is edible. And so that's one variety, a little bit different shaped over here, but same thing. You're able to pick off all of these outer leaves, and this is what you would normally dry, and this usually gets discarded. They don't normally do anything with this, but when they're purposely picked young like this, you don't get as large of a yield off the leaves, but this whole little piece is edible. So now you may be asking and wondering, what do you do with this? I was talking to the farmer and I found that usually people would chop this up. They throw the whole hibiscus. You could put it into a stew or a braise, and hibiscus is actually very closely related to okra. And if you know anything about okra, you know it does get viscous and almost gives a thickening quality to things when cooked into it. So the same thing can be applied when you throw a hibiscus flower into your braise. It'll thicken it up or thicken your soup just like that. Also, these can be eaten raw. That's what the inside of the center of the pod looks like. And they have a nice kind of crunchy floral flavor, almost like biting into a seeded apple. You can kind of taste all those individual seeds. Really tart, a little bit sweet, a little bit acidic, not tannic or anything like that. And now that I mention it, it almost tastes like a sour okra or a super sour cucumber or gherkin, something along those lines. Pretty delicious. So like you could throw this fresh into a salad or maybe just saute it in a little bit of garlic and chili paste would be really nice. But I think in this case, since I have these, I'm going to try turning them into a quick vinegar. I want to see what happens. And first thing first, let's cut them all open. So what I'm doing is splitting them in half. So then that way I can get hopefully some of that thickening quality in my vinegar, giving it a little more body and viscosity. So since the hibiscus is pretty tart and vinegar is already acidic, I wanna see if I could sweeten these up a little bit. I'm gonna macerate them about 20% by weight in some sugar for the next 24 hours. And I'll see you tomorrow. All right, so it's been 24 hours and the hibiscus did not let off as much liquid as I thought it would, but you can tell that sugar is getting syrupy. It's imparted its color. That's all right, we're just gonna get it all into a pot. And then in this case, to make a quick vinegar, we're just gonna cover this with some vinegar. Now, before you say anything, I know this is not how you make vinegar from scratch. To make vinegar, you need a vinegar mother and a whole lot of time. I don't have either. So we're just gonna gently heat this up to about 191 degrees. That's going to hopefully pull out some of those thickening qualities of the hibiscus, help impart the color without cooking off any of those volatile flavor compounds that are in the flour or the vinegar. So this is hot, right below a simmer. I can already see the liquid has picked up some viscosity from the hibiscus. I don't want to heat this up too much, so I'm just going to kill the heat and carefully transfer this to a mason jar. Then I'm just going to let this cool, slap on the lid, stick it in the closet, and forget about it until I need some hibiscus vinegar.